Alrighty, here we go. ThorZaIN is spawning as our red Terran in the bottom left-hand position of Daybreak. And in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, QuanticIM's True. He's going to be our green Zerg. And, you know, True, like you said, not one of their A-teamers, but he's still a fantastic Zerg player.
Yep.
And he's definitely capable of beating ThorZaIN in a single game.
And, you know, that's really the beauty of this format, and that's what I really like about it, is that you send in players who are prepared specifically to snipe people on either side. And we've seen that a couple of times. We're very lucky to have Rain's manager work with us so we can get the inside line on what managers think as they play along. And Frank actually did post up a big article about his thought process game by game going against Team Liquid in preparing actual snipers. So it was it's very, very cool, and that's why I love the all-kill format. But here we have ThorZaIN versus True, and I know this sounds totally random when I say this, but I just want to say I hope everyone is doing well in Korea. Of course, yesterday Kim Jong-il had passed away in North Korea, so South Korea is on like super high alert right now.
Absolutely.
Just because of what's going on. So I just want, you know, all of our friends over in South Korea and such, just hope everyone's doing all right. Not everyone's too panicked or anything like that.
Have they released any official statements on that? Like any blame game going on? Anything like that?
I don't think so. I figured it was going to be a PR stunt and they were just going to claim that Kim Jong-il resurrected himself 4 days later or something. But that's actually a really tasteless joke. But anyway, but in all seriousness, though, I do hope everyone in South Korea, I hope, you know, the media and everything like that's not getting you too much and you're able to go through your normal lives.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I hope that whole situation just kind of blows over and
definitely
we can all forget about that era.
And looks like a Barrick's just finishing up for ThorZaIN, as he has shown us that he's going for gas right afterwards. Would be shocked to see anything other than a Reactor Hellion expand at the beginning of this game.
Yep.
And Mr. True, on the other hand, decided to go for a Speedling, an expand Speedling build. Put down the hatchery first, but then extract her up before the spawning pool.
Interesting. Now, we'll have to see if ThorZaIN decides to go with mech. I can't say that I've really seen him showcase his mech too often against Zerg. He really likes to use biomech and then just get into the ghost phase and likes to spend a lot of his gas on that. Ghosts, Vikings, tanks. So it's kind of a form of mech, but it's not outright mech where you see lots of Thors and Hellions and tanks, which is almost what we've been seeing the Koreans do exclusively on this map.
Yes.
I mean, the Koreans love their mech on Daybreak.
And and let's be honest, it does work really well here. Yeah, I mean, you have to watch the destructible debris that run right through the middle, but other than that, if you watch this Xel'Naga tower, you've got this attack path closed off. If you watch this Xel'Naga tower, you've got that attack path closed off. You're watching multiple bases at the same time, and with good unit positioning, you can just take advantage of the entire map.
And weaknesses of mech. Absolutely. And, you know, you can secure 4 bases as a Terran relatively safely. Get your forces out by the Xel'Naga, siege up there, and that's your 4th position. The only thing you really have to worry about is those backstabs at the 3rd, and you can just leave a couple tanks and a solid wall, a few missile turrets, and a Thor, and you should be set.
But that is, you know, even with making those preparations, that still is where this map becomes pretty good for Zerg players as well, being able to send backstabs through there, being able to exploit the open spaces into the pocket expansion in the middle, although with a couple of tanks you can watch it off with the Xel'Naga tower pretty easily. But really what that tells me is that you just have a very well-balanced, good map. I love this map. This is my favorite map in the map pool right now. I think it leads itself to nice long macro games and is really just a treat when you have 2 top-level players going at it on this map.
I totally agree. It's definitely one of my favorite maps. I really also like the remake of Belshire Beach.
Yes.
The snow version of Belshire Beach. Yeah. It's an awesome map as well. But yeah, this map certainly... I like the tile set more too. It's very easy to follow. It's very easy to watch.
Yeah.
From a spectator's point of view, and the expansion paths are very straightforward. There's options for drop. There's a lot of space around the main. It's just a very well balanced map. It kind of opens itself to all the different styles of play, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And you do see, building on that, you do see very, very unit compositions here on this one. There's no one predominant style of play that's going to win the most of the time. And ThorZaIN's biomech is going to work out very well here. That rally point was actually buried right in the corner. That was just total luck that he actually...
randomness.
Exactly. Total luck that happened, but it did spread out the lings. And it looks like a lot are going to come through now for True. There's a couple of Hellions back at home.
ThorZaIN could be in some trouble here. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs at the natural. This is not good for him at all. He needs to get his Hellions back stat.
Yeah, but they're running back as quickly as possible, but the walk distance, especially for a two-player map, is extremely long here.
A couple mules went down as well. Yeah. And it looks like we are going to see mech out of ThorZaIN.
Yes, he is already adding a second factory right now. And he has another command center actually coming up. So, and actually just finished. So, yes, he lost a few workers there, 4 of them to be correct, and he lost just an incredible amount of mining time. So
did True get a scout on that 3rd CC?
Let's actually take a look here. I'll grab one of the Zerg. Come on, you. Okay, no. Let's grab the sentry. Yes, he did, as a matter of fact. So we'll see. Oh, wow, already a Roach Worm coming up now with a macro CC back at home.
Interesting. Quick Armory coming out of ThorZaIN as well. Wants to get those mech upgrades started very early on in this game. No 3rd factory either, so ThorZaIN really just playing a very gutsy, risky style here, going for quick upgrades and the quick macro orbital, just now starting his Blue Flame. And he will use those Hellions for map control for the time being, but there are 7 Roaches on the way. It looks like True is going to do a kind of off-timing 7 Roach push here. This obviously isn't the early 7 Roach push,
right,
but
of course.
Coming a little bit later on. But keep in mind, all ThorZaIN has is a bunch of Hellions right now.
That is correct.
It's going to be very hard for him to, well, first of all, he's not going to be able to retain map control.
Yes.
And second of all, he's going to have to get a tank out very quickly here, or a Thor, or...
He does have Siege Mode started with tank number 1 coming up, and it looks like he's going to start building in this wall back at home. But I will say, though, his economy is still quite good, because he does have that 3rd CC. Even though he suffered his losses initially, he is still 1 base up on his... Not really. They're both at 2 bases plus a macro command structure, essentially. But ThorZaIN, with the mechanic of the mules, is going to be ahead in economy.
So smart. ThorZaIN darts back, checks the Xel'Naga real quick, gets a beat on those Roaches. Now here we go, the Roaches are coming in. There is 1 Marauder out, and it will hop in that bunker immediately, and there's a tank behind, so I think he'll be able to hold this.
Yeah, and because True decided to outright put out those Roaches as soon as possible, it does delay him on a subsequent expansion. There finally is his 3rd base coming down, but looks like Spire and Ventral Sacs at the same time with Roach speed.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
so we're going to see some quick Roach drops here with some potential Muta Harass as well at the same time, and I think that's actually going to be very good for True. It's going to allow him to stay very mobile on the map and force ThorZaIN into a kind of tricky situation.
Wow, ThorZaIN is actually already putting up Thors as well, so that's actually pretty early on into the game. So dual Hellions, 2 Thors at a time. He actually canceled the tank to put up a 2nd Thor right now.
And True is actually double expanding behind this.
Yes, he is. There is a entry down in the bottom left-hand corner, and it looks like ThorZaIN was able to sneak these Hellions across the map. Those Roaches are not reacting, and there's really not a lot back at home for True.
Not a whole lot indeed. There's a single Spine Crawler, and he's going to get out into the midfield and start to deny these Creep Tumors. Is he going to drop a scan? Yes, he will. So a lot of Creep Tumors are going to go down here, really losing a lot of that time. Blue Flame was canceled by ThorZaIN at some point in lieu of Siege, so he actually doesn't have Blue Flame. He would have the potential here for some serious harass.
Yeah, which actually kind of sucks for him a little bit, just due to the fact that he didn't really commit into tanks all that much. He decided to stop those in favor of Thors, so there's really not a lot to take advantage of that upgrade.
Hopefully ThorZaIN goes down and checks the 4th. He really needs to get a beat on that expansion and the timing of it. And no, he's actually going to head back, so he doesn't know about the double expand.
And let's see here. That is just the 3rd base up for ThorZaIN. He's on 6 factory already, moving into tech labs on all of those. So his production is actually going to be quite insane.
Yeah, it really is. And he's looks like he's heading into that 4th at some point.
Sometime, please, for love of God.
Blue Flame is going to finish here pretty soon.
Let's see here, and Mr. True just has a lot more Roaches coming out along with Burrows. Tunneling Claws finished.
Does ThorZaIN have any missile turrets?
Yes.
Okay, he's got 1 at the main.
And nothing over at the natural, and 1 over at the 3rd.
Okay.
With Thors.
Okay.
Let's see here. How many? There's just 5 Mutas out there right now, with another 11 Roaches actually coming up.
Oh, he's going to scout the Overlords.
Oh! Hopefully he picks up on that.
I think he did.
It looks like he's turning around now, and he sees all the units that are going to drop into it. Now, all of the Hellions do go down.
Wow, that was a free 7 Hellions right there.
Yeah, basically. And let's see here. Is ThorZaIN putting some units back? No, nothing back to the natural. And the production is actually, if this goes down, this is worse than losing a couple of barracks. Losing a couple of factories is much, much worse.
It's much worse. And he doesn't have any kind of anti-air defense. No turrets up in position. And ThorZaIN's going to realize this. He cannot be happy about this. He sees the Overlords coming into the main, and they're going to start to drop their payload. All the Roaches and Lings do get in, and the Overlords will make their way out. A ton of SCVs are going to go down here.
Yeah,
he's going to stop mining.
He's got to get those Thors in just a little bit quicker as well.
He's got Burrow as well.
Yes, he does, and we're going to need to see some mobile detection or something. He's actually producing 5 Thors at a time right now.
Oh my God.
ThorZaIN is producing 5 Thors at a time. That is a staggering count of Thors.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's just looking to mass Thors here.
That's cool.
Perhaps get up to 200 supply. He is supply blocked for the time being.
He only has 6 Hellions to go along with this. He will need to continue to produce 2 Hellions at a time, though. Otherwise, Speedlings will just kill him. Alright, so, and that's what's coming up for True at the moment. He does have 16 more Speedlings. ThorZaIN has kept pretty close on supply, though, until that recent round of Roaches that just came up.
Now, is ThorZaIN going to push after his next round of Thors? Oh, and those are doubled up depots there that those Roaches could potentially kill, and that would hurt quite a bit.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
If he takes those down. So he does have the potential to take those out, and those are very, very important to ThorZaIN right now. ThorZaIN actually making his way out onto the field right now. Has a ton of Thors.
Standard 8 Thor timing here at 16 minutes in the game.
Oh my God.
And here comes ThorZaIN now as he has some tanks that are lagging behind as well. 3 more Thors just about to finish up, plus 2 weapons is already done. Doesn't look like we're going to have round number 2. Oh, but those Roaches do pick themselves up.
Thors are about to pop out, though. Perfect timing on the production cycle.
Let's see. There it is. Goodness. Come on, Mr. Thor. Get over there and kill those Roaches, which it looks like he will do here momentarily. Now, ThorZaIN is almost maxed on 4 base with all Thors, is what it amounts to. Are we going to have another pickup and drop here? It looks like we
drops.
are. And is ThorZaIN going to be prepared for this? He has a few missile turrets coming up, but they are not near finished quite yet.
Yeah, he needs to bring some units back to the main to prevent these drops, and also a sensor tower.
Run these down to the bottom right. Oof.
Yeah, a sensor tower would work wonders as well. Surprised he hasn't put one up yet.
He has one coming, but I don't know where
leave
it's
those units
at.
in your main. Oh man, and ThorZaIN just now getting his main reestablished is going to see this drop coming in. And, he's going to take out 2 Overlords full.
Yeah, actually, that actually helped him, and he took out another unit that was sitting inside that last Overlord. So, and there's a counterattack at the same time here of a bunch of units running through for True. Here come the Thors at the back. One of these Thors is going to go down. No!
Maybe.
My God, those +2 Thors actually just annihilating the Roaches that were sitting out there.
But ThorZaIN is losing his timing here as time goes on. The Greater Spire is about to finish. As soon as that Greater Spire, as soon as that Greater Spire finishes, he's gonna just bring in an armada of Broodlords, and they will be perfect for dealing with this mass Thor style that we see coming out of ThorZaIN here. He's gonna have to convert to Vikings, but he doesn't have the starport production in place to support that at all.
I don't even know if he has a single starport.
I don't think he does.
There we go. Okay, 3 starports coming down at the same time now, so it's going to need to be a market shift in production for ThorZaIN. Ooh, a lot of Zerglings actually getting roasted by the first round there. And here come the Thors making their way out, but look how little damage they do against the Corruptors.
Yeah, they tickle Corruptors.
Yeah, basically.
Are there any more mutas on that field? Huge counterattack coming in from True. A ton of Lings going to that planetary. He needs to mass repair that. I love the fact that he has buildings in place to surround that PF. The PF is actually doing work right now. 29 kills, 33 kills. Might be able to kill this, but he will lose that PF, it looks like. Yeah, and that's actually a great counterattack for True right there.
That was a ton of Lings that did go down, though, but the Planetary Fortress was entirely worth it. ThorZaIN is going to kill 2 bases, though, for the cost of 1.
He is.
All right, so there's no way this hatchery stays up. My God,
here come the Broodlords, though.
Do so much damage right there. The Broodlords are lagging behind. There they are. There's our squadron.
And Thors do not do well against Broodlords. Let me tell you, he's going to need to get out of there. I don't know if ThorZaIN... I don't know if he wants to engage this.
Oh, he was so close to being able to one-shot Broodlords, and I know that sounds like a small difference.
Oh, this is horrible for ThorZaIN. He's going to lose all of his Thors here. There's so much supply and money invested right there. It's not even funny. Yeah. And they're all going to go down. These Broodlings just are too much for Thors to handle, and so much money. lost right there for ThorZaIN.
ThorZaIN going right after the Thors now, as he's not going to be able to kill the Broodlords anymore.
No.
And that's his entire mech army. He is running through with a bunch of Hellions, but they just get intercepted.
He just
by
went
a
from 200 to
group of roaches.
123 supply worth of mech right
That's
there.
actually insane how much damage was just dealt out to him, and his income is very, very small.
Yeah, he cannot reproduce that. I think that was actually a very poor decision by ThorZaIN right there to engage. He should have ran down and to the left as soon as he killed that base in the bottom right-hand corner. There was really no way for him to engage those Broodlords.
And it looks like he is going to take out the front run of Broodlords here with the Vikings that are sitting in the back. Only one going to be able to get off one shot at all. And ThorZaIN, oh, he was initially defending back at home, but finally the tide of roaches is just too much. And all of that mech is going to go down. ThorZaIN at 85 supply.
I think ThorZaIN's just getting completely overrun here. There's really no way for him to bring this back. He is in a lot of trouble here. The SCV's not repairing the Thor.
Yeah, they
gets
were
taken
repairing
down.
each other, actually. Unfortunately, they were just set to auto-repair, not to target repair the Thor, and so they just repaired each other up while the roaches did all their damage against the Thors.
And now ThorZaIN is on his last leg here.
And
he's falling back to the production, but he's going to lose these starports.
Yeah, it looks like
all his Viking production.
Definitely, and we could see another round of Broodlords come up right after that. And unfortunately, it looks like the Spoon Terran is going to be eliminated here as True, now pushing in to the remainder of the economy.
No.
And all those SCVs went down. 83 workers killed. Now ThorZaIN down just to 22.
And when you're going mech, you cannot afford to lose that many SCVs. I mean, they're even more precious when you're going mech like that because it's just so hard to, it's so hard to reproduce all those SCVs. And there we go.
GG is called, and that is going to be the end of that game. And QIM now is only one game away from advancing into the grand finals here at IPL Team Arena Challenge.
是上将。